Hi, everyone, and welcome to your Angelic Karma. Let's go ahead and get started with the overall energy for today, Tuesday, July 21st. And this is going to go back to this weekend's reading when we were looking at the positioning of something that is unfolding. Now, having already taken all of the clutter out of the room, meaning looking at the raw metrics, already going in with feelings, thoughts, opinions, not meaning anything. We're looking at the raw metrics of something, and that's what's on the table. So it's like a clean slate there, so that what's important can be looked at. And because we're the denominations of what this is about is very small, but the conundrum is what that Ace of Pentacles is and needs to be in regards to its connection with the Seven of Pentacles, and when it's not when both of the core presentations are not what the norms of their past presentations and what they're defined as, especially when you're speaking of giving, the position of it being a flow of giving from oneself, and that obviously the flow is what it just comes back to you like that. But the position of what the intrinsic nature of what is the Ace of Pentacles and that Seven of Pentacles becomes like that. Now, giving from oneself, we're speaking of practicality. Okay, hell, because and when denominations are in figures such as this are presented and expanded within a very small, non-cluttered, pure metrics, highly defined because of the specifics of the specifics of only allowing into the room what it is like that, and that exclusion of anything else like that, because this is just not, this part would not be it's just that's done. Now here's on to the bigger thing. It's like that. So it's like going in with the raw metrics there. So this is him, and then with Saturn. So we're going to be looking at that and see how things are playing along. Message in a bottle. I knew it was coming up. Breathe. And higher power. I spoke and stated Saturn just then. Here it is for higher power here. Now, and coming into the room with and clearing it as one walks in. Okay, no, this isn't about emotions and feelings. This is about the raw metrics like that. So clearing it slate like that for the matter at hand, and that's what's on the table. That's the higher power also. Mentioned Saturn, but that's the energetic or the energy of a higher power authority. Okay, this is about the raw metrics. This is about this, and this, and what goes with it. Okay, now, and how something can function. Now, so this is the message is sent. The message is clear there, and they are having to take a breath because of their limited bandwidth regarding their intelligence like that, and dealing with that type of formula of is the raw metrics, the raw facts, everything else is in the dumpster like that. Now, so is they are going to have to check with somebody more intelligent than them now, which isn't going to be a lot. So it's like so that so that would be that. So this could be where they will have their have to have their counsel brought in. Their counsel already being under this is about facts and raw metrics. This is just because their higher authority is higher than their counsel too. Okay, this is not that. Okay, now so that's what they will be working with within that equation. Because looking at raw metrics of how something functions, not thoughts and opinions and feelings. And there's no getting around it because this is what it is. Like that. Okay. So we need to get them quickly done and get that wrapped up so that it can go on to the bigger evolution and involvement of what is next. Like that. Because this is just a small portion. Okay, then they're out. There's them. Okay, they're done. And then go on to what this is to be leading to, like that, which has nothing to do with them. And when you're speaking of the numerical factors here, we're not speaking of it's not this here would not be a large denomination of currency. Now, what is after that's over, it's just quick. Okay, and then just when you move up, that's when you're getting into a different. That's when things become different like that. And what it becomes different, still not a very large amount of currency, but it will be what will be handled longer term and strategically redefined because of the components that it's going to consist of and the additions to it, like that. So this would be phase 1 on the table being wrapped up so that phase 2 could go ahead and to have its not lift off. It will be now, and then that's when the organizational, I was thinking about something, that's when the organizational components of what is unfolding are underway, like that, and it will be about whatever additions with this is going to come with it. Now, and that's what we already figured out. Hell, the more difficult it is, the better. Okay, no, it's the it's whatever it is here, but it's still will be working with it. When you look at these denominations of money, you'll be it's still just working within a very highly structured space there, and that's what causes it to be very it causes it to be it causes this one to utilize a specific type of strategy and formula, because when you're talking about things that are very set up in a very stringent formula, is when the mind can be highly strategic but very focused and detailed, formulated, like that. Is that so? Is this here? And then it's like playing around with a segment of finances, like playing around with a small portion of finances, and but in a very in a highly compacted and constricted formula. With the objective and the goal to be that everything zeros balances out to a zero. Now we're speaking about calculus, so that would be the goal. That everything, this is like when it's very constricted, very well defined, and very compacted. So that would be meaning when you're talking about calculus, it would be where this would obviously, well, that would be the outcome would be everything is balances out to a the formula will balance out to a zero is what it would be, is what the outcome would be here. So what's underway is this stage one, and then that's quickly just gone, and then would be over here with what's going on. So we have this communication coming in. TikTok, and they are on a time constraint, because when the room was cleared, when they were like, this is the time you need to speak, and this is about the metrics of these facts, that cleaned the room out. Is that how I went in? Okay, is that, let's see. So there we go. Now so we're going to see, it is the building blocks here. And do not speak unless you're talking about these metrics. So they're going to send a message. Now, go to distance, serendipity, chop wood goes with the time, TikTok, and happy. Now well, a leg up here. Are they maybe they're gonna meet the time frame like that? Like, okay, here's deep knowing, and there's a leg up. It's okay. So let's see. So because and one of the important things is after that's cleared up, and then we get over here is about something that Saturn has thrown in the midst, and is going to say, okay, that this goes here also. Now, and that makes it more, there could be three, there could be two, there could be three, and it comes into this very highly structured space of well-defined parameters, so that the banded the banded expansive outcome of that zero can happen. Now, and that's when you're talking about also mathematical formalism, when you're speaking of the very rigidity of metrics, of facts like that. Okay, and then but you're within a constricted formula, and that's when that mathematical formalism of being able to calculate the expansiveness within these very rigid boundaries, and it's very is a very expansive formula to work with that allows for a well-rounded, highly significant prosperous and very abundant, nice, neat, clear, well-defined growth like that. So it's like playing around with a denomination of currency here, and it's within a formula is what I'm getting. Serendipity, a leg up. Now with this leg up, and serendipity, that's usually Jupiter, Saturn, and a leg up. This is the polar bear here, the foundation. We talked about the foundation. This is it here. Now, then you have happy go the distance, meaning continue. You have TikTok. You create the parameters and time constraints. Well, I create the parameter and the time constraint and laid out the law. Okay, so that's that, and is this here. So they are looking at what they're working with. And the highly structured details that go with it. Is what I'm getting with this. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go to part 2. The link is in the description box below this video per usual. Bye.